Hey guys, welcome back to Popcorn in Bed. Thank you so much for being here. I am watching the Pink Panther. Not something I saw on my Popcorn in Bed bingo card this year. This was the winner of our Paris poll, or Paris sondage, Paris poll. And it was a big one. I think like 15 movies, and the winner by barely beating Ronin was the Pink Panther, 1963. Some other popular ones on here were Hugo, Charade, The Aristocats, French Kiss, Paris, Je t'aime, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. So I might end up watching the top two because it was so close, but with the Olympics in Paris coming up in a few weeks, we wanted to do a poll Paris themed, and I was so surprised the Pink Panther won. And when I first saw Pink Panther on the poll, I thought it was the Steve Martin one because, I mean, I haven't seen that one either. I maybe watched a few of the Pink Panther cartoons as a kid, but this is not the Steve Martin one. This is 1963. And if you would have told me that there was more than one Pink Panther movie, I would not have believed you, but here we are, 1963. So it's been around for a long time, and I'm excited to watch this movie. I was hoping for a romantic Paris movie. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna get in this, but I am going in with an open mind. I don't know if the Pink Panther is actually a panther. I know it was in the cartoon. I can picture that Pink Panther is like very tall, skinny with a long snout nose, but I'm also wondering if the theme song is from this movie or if that comes in later iterations of the Pink Panther. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Hold on. Do-do-do-do, do-do. No. Do 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 do. Is that it? All right. We'll see. There's one thing I'm good at. It's not knowing a theme song. Okay, here we go. It says adult content. In my head, Pink Panther's for kids. Once upon a time.
If you look deep into the stone, you will perceive the tiniest discoloration.
A leaping panther.
A Pink Panther. Come here, Donna. A gift to your father from his grateful people. Someday it will be yours. The most fabulous diamond in all the world. Come closer.
It's a cartoon. Do-do, do-do, do. Do-do, do-do. Do-do, 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 do-do. I was off, but now I got it. Do-do, 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 do-do. It's already a different vibe than I was expecting. What do we think the genre is of this? Is it a comedy? Comedy / family. Okay. Rom. That was the police. He's still going though.
Okay. Thanks a lot, fella. I'm in a hurry.
You can't rush a genius.
I rush.
Where is everybody? Come out of there, we'll bust the door in.
What?
George Litton. He owes me 40 grand and nobody welches on Big Joe.
Photographer just took his picture.
What kind of a picture?
Graduation picture.
Graduation.
Got him.
What? Meanwhile, in petty bandage.
They're worth $500,000. We'll settle for $300,000.
me.
Oh? Like they would notice the shoes.
Put on, madame. She's going down. Come on.
We don't have much of a description. About 5'7", black hair, wearing a light beige coat.
The fools let that fence escape. He might have talked. We must find that woman. She is our first positive link with the Phantom.
Oh, she was selling the jewels that we saw get stolen in the first scene.
Hello, my darling.
My angel.
Was that the girl? Is that her? Is this a heist movie? Investigation?
Amber, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Hello, darling.
Spera, zelunas assistis otinesadel.
He says hello, and he would like you to meet his cousin.
Tritu vatumu.
His third cousin.
Oh, well, I guess that does make a difference.
Pretty Mr. Dala.
Princess Darla.
Oh, oh.
Who we saw at the beginning of the movie. Princess Dala. He's like, come here, darling. And she tried on the pink. Rebels demand she return it? I mean, her dad did say it would be hers one day.
Somebody's taking my sleigh. Amber.
Amber?
My dog.
Can't tell who's in on who on what.
Suddenly there was a man with a gun, and he took the sleigh and Amber.
Excuse me, my leg is caught.
What?
That was Sir Charles.
Sir Charles?
Sir Charles Lytton.
Really?
I am Inspector Clouseau. This is Madame Clouseau.
Inspector Clouseau.
You know that you're really amazing.
So you've said.
How many women could save enough out of their housekeeping to buy such a beautiful mink coat as this? You are a constant and desirable contradiction.
Oh, I'm simply a woman in love, my darling.
Oh! Excuse me.
No, it's a perfect woman.
Oh, how did I
She
hurt
is
you?
the woman with the
You all right?
jewels.
Yes, I'm fine.
You
Does she
sure?
really love him, or is she using him for information?
I have a little business to conclude with the manager.
Yeah?
After which I'll return to you immediately.
I'm not that bad, but I'm pretty clumsy.
Hello. How did it go?
Perfect.
Poor Inspector Clouseau.
Her Highness has instructed me to invite you for dinner this evening, 8 o'clock at her chalet.
Oh, thank you, Princess. I'd be delighted to give
That's what he wanted. Wasn't actually trying to save Amber.
If I understand your theory, gentlemen, the Phantom is one of Miss Dunning's guests.
That is the theory, yes. I assume that the Princess Darla has the jewel with her.
She'd only tell me it was in a safe place. It's at her villa in Rome.
Foresight and planning. How can the Phantom succeed?
It's a great mistake to underestimate him, as the inspector can tell you.
Actually waved goodbye to me.
Fascinating.
I shall be waving goodbye to him on his way to prison.
Is the Phantom his wife?
Make yourself
Or is
comfortable. Her Highness
she
will join you
just
in a moment.
in league with the Phantom? Maybe this guy's the Phantom.
Good evening, Sir Charles.
Any news from the police about your dear little dog?
They expect I'll receive a ransom note. I want you to know that I am deeply grateful for what you tried to do.
Ma'am, it was nothing. Aren't you drinking?
I'm quite content with reality. I have no need for escape.
Fortunately, reality includes a good stiff belt every now and then. L'chaim.
I beg your pardon?
Well, let's just say in this case it means your health, and thank you for inviting me to dinner. Not often I have the chance to dine alone with a beautiful princess.
I hate to disappoint you, Sir Charles, but I'm afraid this isn't the night.
But I understood that.
Oh, we're having dinner, but not alone.
The skier sorority people.
You know what? Oh, Your Highness.
She had me fooled. Oh, hello.
Scotch on the rocks.
American.
Oh, I'm looking for my uncle, Sir Charles Lytton. Your hands over your head.
Yes, Madame, bend forward. Oh, darling.
Sir Charles Lytton was the one who did the ski jump. Never let someone go off alone if they're choking.
Please.
Charles is having a fling in Capri. He has his own parties.
I've read about some of his parties.
We call him the juggler. I've never really known a man like him. He can keep 10 girls in the air at once and make each one happy.
Sir Charles's predecessor was forced to climb balconies and fight duels, and, as I understand it, to keep his women separate and apart. Now, Charles, on the other hand, drives a Ferrari, enters with a key, and resorts to collective burning.
But they both have something in common.
And what's that, Your Highness?
Maybe it's best forgotten. And finds it necessary to occupy the major portion of his life, making one conquest after another. He's trying to prove something that he can never possibly prove, that he's a man.
Wow, you're joking.
It's somewhat complicated, but basically sound.
She told him.
Well, Charles?
Not very original. That particular theory has become rather a tired Freudian cliché.
How refreshing to find royalty possessed of such a perceptive...
Sir Charles. He's this, like, guy with Ferrari and a fling in Capri. Why does... And he's a sir. Why does he need to be stealing? He's got Mr. Bean vibes.
Perhaps another blanket, my darling.
Yes. All right, darling.
There you are, madam. Yes, darling.
The light. Jack?
What?
I'm sorry, my darling. It doesn't help.
Oh.
Perhaps a hot glass of milk.
Yes,
But
my
I
darling.
think the room service has finished, Mel.
Oh, yes, of course, I forgot.
Mary, see. If my little pigeon wants a glass of milk, she shall have one.
He adores her. So maybe he's not the real Prince Charles. And that's why she was worried that someone's there looking for his uncle.
Darling, I've sent Jack for some milk. Only have moments.
Make the most of it.
Oh, no, stop it.
Your idea.
Yes, but you're the wrong,
The wrong what, man?
another time.
How many men is she going to seduce?
You are my beloved. It's all they had. Can't get a thing in this hotel. Oh,
What's wrong?
oh, darling, your feet are like two icicles. Have you been out of bed or something?
No, of course not.
You warm them on me, eh?
This is Princess Dala. My guests have gone, and I thought perhaps you would come back and have a drink. I would feel better if we're friends.
Oh, I would too, and I'd love to come. But my leg is rather painful. Why don't you come up here? You could do the walking and I could do the drinking.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. Goodbye, Sir Charles.
Why is that guy in his bed? This is a different room.
Oh, Jack, are you sure?
My darling, of course, it's always worked before. There's no reason why it should not work now. You just relax and leave everything to me.
Jack?
Yes, madame?
I really don't think it's such a good idea.
You mean there's not helping?
Not. I think I'll just take a sleeping pill.
Thank you, my angel.
Thank you, my angel.
Thank you. For what?
No matter. When you've seen one Stradivarius, you've seen them all.
I hadn't realized it was so late.
Come in, sit down, relax. You know, you took me to task rather properly tonight.
Nothing.
I thought your analysis was very perceptive.
But not very polite.
No, it wasn't.
I find it hard to understand a man of your reputation.
You know, we both have reputation. Perhaps mine is a little more highly publicized than yours, but you have presented the press with a rather definite image.
Yes, I know.
Well, are you?
Good or bad?
I'm not the queen.
The strong-willed ruler of 10 million people sitting in her ivory tower, untouched, unwed, and unapproachable.
Oh, now he's dishing it back.
He was wrong about many things, but he made his decisions according to the ways of his predecessors. So I become a little of both, a paradox, and it is hard to reconcile the extremes.
Have a glass of champagne. It does wonders for extremes. It'd be known to launch some lasting friendship. Don't you trust me?
No,
Are you afraid?
no. L'chaim.
He didn't drug her, did he?
I was 3 years old when I rode my first elephant, and I was 10 when I bagged my first tiger. But I'll never forget my lovely little pony.
When did you bag him?
Oh, you're making fun again. You really don't like animals. Don't trust a man who doesn't care about animals. And don't trust an animal who doesn't care about people. That's supposed to be me who doesn't like people.
That's what they say.
And another thing you didn't tell me the truth. About champagne, about this. You said something about extremes.
It does wonders for them.
It does more than that. It makes your lips numb. You didn't tell me about that part.
How much older is he then?
And you think you are going to take advantage of me?
Oh, no. You think I am.
I know you are. That's the plan. Isn't no more Virgin Queen. You make one pass at me, and I'll sick him on you. You're outnumbered. 2 against 1. And I don't care if you can juggle. Why don't you say something?
Couldn't think of anything to say.
Why don't you kiss me again?
It's not a great kiss, guys.
If I were my father, I'd have you tortured.
If you were your father, I doubt very much if I would have kissed you.
What kind of a friend are you? You were supposed to attack.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Now you got me outnumbered.
I thought we were friends.
Want to be friends, Charlie? Or want to win?
You really want to know?
No.
The tiger's face is so sad.
I think I'm going... Goodbye, Charlie.
Darling. Darla.
Ma'am?
Your Highness.
Was this the plan, or is she really just passed out drunk? Does he know he's in his bed? Okay, he doesn't seem surprised by it.
Hello, Uncle Charles.
George!
I'm very confused.
Listen, what about this nephew?
How did you find out?
Well, I met him in the bar last night. That's what I was trying to explain to you at the window.
I looked everywhere for you.
Well, I looked everywhere for you. In fact, I nearly climbed in bed with your nephew.
What you got there?
A note, Uncle Charles. Don't worry about a thing. I've gone to see the princess to apologize for last night. It must have been rather embarrassing, expecting to end up with one man.
She didn't expect to wind up with anybody. She just had a couple of glasses of champagne and had to rest a while.
What are they gonna do to the princess?
He is my nephew, really. And I've been responsible for him ever since he was 10 years old. He's just graduated from college. Look.
That's the guy.
He's dedicated to education. He passed by the top of his class, cares nothing about sport, and in all the letters he's written, he's never once mentioned girls.
In fact, I nearly didn't get out of here last night. No, it was a relief to get back to Jack and his fiddle.
Still, if we don't do something pretty soon, he's going to ruin everything.
Who is?
It shouldn't be too difficult. He's just a young man who's not been out in the world.
That's because he's been spending all his time in the bedroom. You envy George and I envy the princess.
But George
I really don't know
is...
what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah,
I might even go back to college and get my doctorate.
he's a con man of his own.
You're certainly not much like your uncle.
Well, I don't know too much about my uncle, except what I've read in the newspaper. But one certainly mustn't judge by that. After all, whatever I am today, he made it possible.
I guess everyone has at least one redeeming quality.
Yes.
May I present Madame Clouseau?
Good morning. Good morning.
Madame, this is my highly Americanized nephew, George.
Yes, we met at the bar last night.
I see your leg is much better.
You know, George and I had a wonderful family reunion last night after we carried you home. He's quite a lad. He's thinking of joining the Peace Corps.
Do you ski, Mr. Litton?
Ski?
No, not very well.
I'd be happy to give you the benefit of my experience. Not at all. It would be a pleasure. Perhaps you'd like to come along.
Everyone's playing a game here.
Do you really have to leave this afternoon?
Yes.
This
Do
departure
you think
rather
she
sudden.
remembers?
Not at all. Why do you think so?
Well, I just thought that after last night...
My leaving has nothing to do with last night. You don't know me very well, Sir Charles. I really don't remember.
The majority of women, they have half a glass too much and let down the barriers a little. Then they wake up in the morning riddled with guilt and think they can reclaim their virtue by saying, I don't remember.
Are you saying my virtue is not intact?
Well, you're not concerned about what happened. You're worried about what might have happened. That makes you vulnerable. That makes you a woman.
You're an arrogant fool.
He's got all the answers.
But after what I just said, a real woman would have slapped my face. Friends again?
Friends.
She's gorgeous.
What time do you have to be there?
3 o'clock.
I'll be here. Your Highness?
3 o'clock.
I was hoping we could talk about last night.
We can talk about that later.
You were more fun in bed.
Would you do me a favor, Mr. Litton?
Sure, if you call me George.
Forget about last night. I had too much to drink, and I just had a fight with my husband.
But I didn't sleep a wink after you left. A very frustrating experience.
It's 4 miles down the mountain, and I'm a very good skier. You follow your instincts too closely, and you're liable to break your neck. Now, the first things to learn about skiing are the fundamentals. Let's see you turn around.
We're not starting on a bunny hill?
It's not as easy as it looks.
Let me give you a hand.
You are, perhaps?
You're abominable.
Yeah, that's me. Simone,
Oh,
look out!
Imbécile! Oh.
That's him. There he goes. And he stole your dog in that little car.
Is this part of the plan too? He does like to put on a good show. That's the guy that was in the back of the van the night of the jewel stealing.
Right, start. Give it to me now. Not myself. Sorry, ready? Right.
Or a real one.
Look out! She's got the dog. I will see you later.
Was that too perfect on what's his nephew's name's face?
Meglio stasera che domani, oh ma non mi dire d'aspettare, è una porta che tu chiudi, se stasera ti decidi a rispondermi di sì, che verranno l'idee.
The maracas just giving back there. I thought this whole thing was a setup to see who steals the princess's diamond, but now she's gone. Oh no.
Meglio stasera che domani, oh ma.
He's my favorite. Poor thing.
You have a wonderful smile.
I have a great deal to smile about. I have Amber back.
You missed your train.
She's back.
There is one at midnight and one in the morning.
Perhaps I should arrange to have your dog kidnapped again. Then you'd be bound to stay.
Did you arrange to have her kidnapped the first time?
Of course.
I am willing to bet you 10,000 francs. Phantom is in Cortina at this very moment.
There are few thieves who are as clever as the Phantom. Each theft is completely different and unique. He always leaves a white monogrammed glove.
I, with the Phantom, I'd have chosen my victim already.
Really? And who would that be?
Who owns the most fabulous diamond in the world?
I suppose I do.
Exactly, the Pink Panther. Such a prize he could never resist. He would be bound to try for it.
The Pink Panther is in my safe at...
Your Highness, please, don't say it, not here.
When the present government seized power, they claimed the diamond was the property of the people. There's even some talk of the international court.
Why don't I steal the diamond, leave that old glove or whatever it is behind, and you and I could split the insurance?
All right.
I say, your leg is better.
Oh, yes, much better, thank you.
You know, Mr. Tucker? Ah! Oh, it's my bureau, man. My hand. Sorry.
Seems to be working out better than we expected.
The only thing we've found out is that it's not here.
Yes, Her Highness seems to be completely captivated. You're either showing a touch of senility or you need glasses, my love.
And I'm showing my senility, darling. You'll be occupying your time with your grandchildren.
One has to have children before one has grandchildren.
You wouldn't dare.
Jacques would make a wonderful father. He has many redeeming qualities. He's kind, loyal, and he adores me.
That's true.
You seem to have lost something.
Yes. I'd like to borrow mine.
You've been avoiding me.
That about describes it.
You know what I've been thinking?
Yes, that's what I've been avoiding you.
I don't think you were really looking for me that night in my uncle's bedroom. You know what I think?
What?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, George?
Her husband is so close. He's still trying to get his...
It's a quick shower, my love, and I will be right with you.
She's married to him. This is a long con.
One moment, please.
There you go. Okay.
Inspector Clouseau?
This is the prefect of police. I have information regarding the theft.
Yes, you must come at once. I'm in Brunico.
Brunico, but that's in Brunico.
It's imperative that you come immediately. I cannot say more. I'm being watched.
Important police business. I will be back with you as soon as possible. I am a husband that must be envied by all others.
I'm sure no one ever had a husband like you.
Oh, my darling, don't move, don't panic. All that has happened is that my hat is caught in one of your naughty little hairpins. At times like these, I wish I was but a simple peasant.
It's times like this that make me realize how lucky I really am.
He does adore her.
He's gone to Brunico. Another call about the Phantom.
I don't quite know what it is, but there's something wrong.
Possibility that you're growing a conscience?
A conscience about what?
The princess?
You're being ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just being a woman. This time you've chosen yourself a fascinating victim.
You're being a woman, all right.
That's obvious. Competition always makes a woman ugly. Who is it?
Bellboy.
But it's gonna be the nephew.
Now, wait a minute.
I found these growing in the hall.
That's what's off.
Well, you get right out of here.
And while you're in Bronico, waiting for the prefect of police, I shall be...
Thank you very much.
I shall be investigating your wife. Perhaps the Phantom is hiding under the bed.
George,
Oh?
suppose he finds out the prefect never
You're
really
beautiful.
called. Now stop this, George. You
You
must
are the
get out of
damsel.
here. You're terribly attractive and unnaturally, but not here.
Where?
Well, I don't know, but not tonight.
Her boyfriend's under her bed. Her husband's out in 12 feet of snow.
Darling.
Oh?
Angel,
What do I do?
answer the door.
But Jack, I thought you were on your way
That
to...
phone call was a ruse.
Oh, dear.
I don't recall that being there.
No, it was sent a while ago. I thought it was from you.
No, it certainly was not from me. Why should anybody want me to go to Brunique?
Right, my
Let
dear.
me kiss your
No,
face.
it's all right.
Darling.
Oh!
Listen, dear, why don't we go down to the bar and have a nightcap, hmm?
Why don't I have a nice bath, and afterwards we have our lovely warm bed?
Oh, my dear, would you mind if I bathe first?
Go out the window. Why is he not concerned? He's just chilling under the bed, so unfazed.
Darling,
Yes.
why did you draw the cat?
Just to keep me warm.
Warm is one thing. There must be hell in there. We must have no secrets from one another, my
Yeah,
love.
I know, my darling.
Is there someone under the
I'll brush
water?
my teeth and keep you company.
Oh, that's sweet of you, my darling.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Princess Dana has just checked out.
Oh my gosh, this is stressing me out. I can't tell who I'm cheering for.
Who is it?
I know who I'm cheering for. Clouseau.
Take a moment. I'll ring for the maid.
You see, I have to, I have, well, I'm cold.
Oh. Get the broom.
Why doesn't he just go out the front door?
I think I've got something in my right eye.
Let me put
No,
you
I
in
mean the left. No,
My darling, I
darling,
cannot-
but it hurts.
Well, then stand still. Where now? Where?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, guys,
Uh-huh.
why doesn't he
Why
just
aren't you in
say...
bed, my darling?
I mean, I'm just going, dear. Oh, I'm cold.
My Stradivarius.
Yes, the porter just brought it in.
I sent it to the village to be repaired. Just hope they know how to fix plastic.
I hope so, too.
Better than ever.
She's gotta get him out of there.
What is it?
Very strange.
Are those the wet?
These footprints, they were made by... Shoo. At last.
Oh, I can't take it. I can't take it.
The window is open.
The window's open.
But it's hell in here, my love. 10 below zero outside, my darling.
Is he out there stuck on the balcony?
I just arrived in town. No trouble with the police yet, but I understand the princess is expecting some important visitor.
Who is this?
You gotta be careful. You're gonna have a code word, guys.
Princess Dala, please.
Her Highness checked out a short while ago.
I feel like the nephew's gonna throw off the con. It's weird. He's letting him stay. Is this Charles's bag? Oh. Oh no.
Good evening.
Oh? What's this nephew doing with that?
Shall I say you're not here?
How long have they been married?
Oh, sorry, darling, I'll answer it.
How many times does she have to get out of this? Poor Jacques.
The man who kidnapped the dog was driving a rented car. He's been identified as a man named Artov. Now, London informs us that a man of his description is at present employed by Sir Charles Lytton.
Sir Charles.
Sir Charles?
The Phantom. I've really got him this time. Open up, this is the police.
Jack knows.
George has got my do-it-yourself Phantom kit. I gotta get out of here.
Sir Charles is our man. My every instinct tells me so. But you fool, you realize his gun is loaded? What I must do now is get dressed and search the rest of the hotel.
Oh boy.
He's gone. My Surrey Scotland Yard tag Macintosh. It's gone.
I was gonna... Oh my gosh. Everything has gone wrong for everyone.
What is it, Salud?
Inspector Clouseau.
This is Mr. Tucker of Lloyd's of London, and we have met before. I have discovered the identity of the Phantom. I do say.
Well, of course, you're not positive.
I am positive. Have you seen or heard from Sir Charles Lytton?
Not since I left Cortina.
Sir Charles and the Phantom are one and the same. I can understand how difficult it is for your highness to accept the facts.
It might not be true.
He is a fraud, and I shall prove it. Permission, your highness, to surround the house with armed guards. Your guests will be caused no embarrassment whatsoever.
In that case, you have my permission.
If Sir Charles is foolish enough to attempt to steal your diamond tonight, you will be witness to the capture of the notorious Phantom.
Plans will have to be changed.
No, we just have to make sure that Sir Charles doesn't steal the jewel.
What does that mean? A costume party, even better. That's Jacques. No.
Hello. Hello, Tucker. Anything suspicious?
No, nothing to worry about. My men are everywhere. Mingling here, mingling there, watching all the time, watching. Dare you drink whilst you're on duty? Who is inside there?
Sergeant Wilder! Sergeant!
Get out of here and start mingling again.
May I see your invitation, please?
All right. Wasn't there another gorilla in a Rolls Royce?
Yeah, probably a rich uncle.
Perfectly safe.
One cannot be too careful, your highness. This party, all your guests wearing masks. It was just possible that the Phantom had already done his work.
How could Sir Charles get past your guard?
Where the Phantom is concerned, your highness.
What's wrong? What are you doing?
Tucker, remove his head.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's our ambassador.
Ambassador?
Oh, really, Lord Cravenwood, what would your wife think?
What's he got that I haven't got?
What are you doing here?
Tarzan let me use the car tonight.
You know, darling, have a dance with me all evening, my angel.
Oh, I'm sorry, my darling.
I'm lost. I must have gotten off the road, the main road. I'm on my way to Frascati.
Turn right. It'll take you right to the highway.
Who's this now? How many gorillas do we have?
I know what you're up to and it won't work.
Having a good time?
Yes, extremely good time.
Good.
Oh, he's still going for it. You would think that they would have some guards just right up there. Oh?
Hello, old boy. May I have this dance?
By Jove, it's a child.
In his full knight's costume.
Where's the safe?
In the library, George is robbing it.
Sir, Her Highness must have changed her mind.
Fireworks. He's so helpless. Take off the costume. OMG. Someone's gonna get very hurt.
What kind of a candle is this?
Oh.
George in the gorilla suit.
Gorilla.
Good luck.
Taka! The police. Oh, our poor house. crash, but Charles thinks he took out George. He really took out the ambassador. Gosh. That's so silly.
George? Uncle Charles? Have you got it?
No, haven't you?
No, the safe's empty.
What's that?
Come back! It's me!
Which is which? Who actually stole the diamond?
Come on now, faster!
This is a tiny car.
How are we going to get out of here?
Why don't you try the high road up there?
Okay, I'll take the high road, you take the low road.
Stop.
I see them!
It's gonna be the two different police vehicles. Oh, it's all of them?
Tucker! Tucker!
I knew if I continued my academic endeavors, I could depend upon that check of yours every month. I took a plush Hollywood apartment, surrounded myself with all of the advantages of a wealthy bachelor. Then I sent you glowing reports of a brilliant academic career.
They're in jail.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Inspector.
Good morning, Inspector.
Is the all sharp and shiny?
Just thought you'd like to know the trial is all set for tomorrow morning. You know, you two could save yourself a lot of trouble if you would tell me where the jewel.
I'll be brief and to the point. My husband feels he has enough evidence to prove that Sir Charles is the Phantom. If your Highness were to testify in their behalf, somehow convince the jury that, well, they didn't even take the dime.
Was stealing my dog all part of the plan?
That was the plan. But I think you should know that Charles wanted to call it off.
The diamond will still be in there. But now she doesn't have to argue about it.
You stole the jewel yourself before the International Court made its decision.
I'd gladly sacrifice it to save Charles.
Couldn't you say you just found it on the grounds or something?
To save Charles, we must prove that someone else stole it.
She wants to save Charles?
Seldom in the history of Italian jurisprudence has a trial created such intense excitement.
This man has charisma.
The defense has only one witness, Mr. President. Would you please call Inspector Jacques Clouseau to the stand?
Inspector Clouseau?
Nothing to worry about, my darling. You'll make fools out of them.
Oh, if she sets up Clouseau.
You have testified under oath to certain pertinent facts concerning this case. Your testimony, and your testimony alone, has been the major factor in casting suspicion on the defendant. Aside from the Phantom himself, you are the foremost authority on the Phantom. You've testified that the Phantom has been a frequent guest at the numerous parties given by Miss Angela Dunning. You've testified that it was either during or sometime soon afterwards that certain of Miss Dunning's guests were robbed of their jewels.
Yes.
You attended the first party when the jewels were stolen?
Yes.
The jewels were stolen during or after the party?
After.
Oh, so then you knew they were going to be stolen?
Because that is the modus operandi of the Phantom.
Were the same people always present at each party?
Go on.
Outside of Sir Charles, was anybody else always present at each of these parties? Only Sir Charles was present at each party when there was a robbery. What about you?
And him.
Well, then Sir Charles was not the only one always present at each party.
What are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything yet. How much money do you make? $10,000 mink coat?
No, of course not.
You're aware that your wife spent $7,000 at Yves Saint Laurent only last month?
What?
And 2 months before that, $4,000?
Possible.
We know for a fact that your wife has spent at least $30,000 on clothes during the past year.
Sir, my wife is very frugal. She saves out of the housekeeping money.
$30,000 out of the housekeeping money.
We have been married for 10 years.
10 years?
You see...
It's not Sir Charles. He was meant to just go.
9.
Wait.
Thank you, darling.
Thank the princess.
Look at that.
We can't just let him rot in prison.
No, we can't.
I wouldn't miss it, Uncle Charles.
That's good. Who knows, when I retire, I might take over the business.
Where does Jacques think his wife is going to be?
You're a national hero. I envy you.
We're going to prison.
A few years, but after you get out...
Tell me, Inspector. Senor Phantom. All those robberies, how did you ever manage it?
Well, you know, it wasn't easy.
I feel sorry for him still. Poor Jacques. Okay, well that was very silly. I have to, when I watch these older movies, transport myself as much as I can back to the time it came out. And so, 1963. Now it seems, quite dated, but it was beautiful. Like the costumes and old time elegance on this ski resort. But I mean, it was sweet. It was childish for sure, which was it was supposed to be. And the comedy was very slapsticky. I don't know, is that what that is? It was also like Clouseau as the inspector was just, you can't help but love him because he's just helpless. And I was picturing the whole time, is Steve Martin in the remakes the inspector or the Phantom? And I think he could be both, but I think he would be a great inspector. But I'm seriously mad at them for setting up poor, sweet, innocent Clouseau. Oh, and his wife of 10 years? That con was 10 years. That's too far. Poor man. Yeah, I thought it lagged in a few parts, and some parts were just like, oh, but overall it was sweet and cute. And I imagine as a kid in 1963, I would have loved that movie. I can picture me and my brothers and sisters just laughing our faces off to this. Yeah, it was sweet. Okay, thank you so much, and we'll see you again next time.